Right now, an airstrike hitting a children's hospital. Just the latest devastating images from Ukraine showing why more than 2 million people and counting are trying to escape.
Also, finally or far from it? It depends on who you ask. As the city announces a new spot for a homeless shelter, at least one alder feels purposely left out.
And the sound of silence, you asked, why didn't sirens go off for a tornado near Stoughton tonight? The National Weather Service explains. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. A Russian airstrike severely damaging a children's hospital and maternity ward in Ukraine today. You're seeing video of the aftermath of people who were in the building at the time of that incident.
Right now, it is unclear if anyone was killed in that airstrike, but officials say at least 17 people were wounded.
And as the crisis there continues, Ukrainian officials say Russian forces have blocked many of the evacuation efforts.
Isabel Rosales shares how Western allies hope to boost defenses outside of Ukraine.
My hometown always was a peaceful town, and now it's fully destroyed by Russian soldiers.
A mass exodus. The UN says more than 2 million Ukrainians have left home to escape violence.
No rules. Right now we see how many schools, preschools destroyed.
Russia's latest agreement to allow evacuations met with international skepticism. A Ukrainian maternity hospital bombed. Ukrainian officials blame Russia and accuse Russian troops of blocking 50 evacuation buses out of a Kyiv suburb. Wheels up. Vice President Kamala Harris on her way to Poland under a cloud of uncertainty. The U.S. caught off guard and rejecting Poland's proposal to transfer fighter jets to the U.S. to then give to Ukraine.
The prospect of fighter jets at the disposal of the United States government departing from a U.S. NATO base in Germany to fly into airspace contested with Russia over Ukraine raises some serious concerns for the entire NATO alliance.
Meanwhile, NATO is ramping up its defense deployment to counter any potential threat to NATO allies. The U.S. sending 2 high-end air defense Patriot missile batteries to Poland. Private companies also hitting back at Moscow. Starbucks, McDonald's, and Coca-Cola join a growing list of Western companies pulling out of Russia.
His economy is in tatters. The West is more unified and determined to make this a failure than ever.
In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
Over on Capitol Hill, the House is set to vote on a $1.5 trillion spending bill. It includes sending more than $13 billion in support to Ukraine. Lawmakers are under pressure to pass the bill in both the House and Senate ahead of a Friday deadline to avert a government shutdown.
Ukraine's Chernobyl nuclear power plant seized by Russian forces. It has lost power now. Today's Ukraine's foreign minister said reserve diesel generators only have a 48-hour capacity to power the plant. After that, cooling systems will stop and make radiation leaks imminent. Ukrainian officials are calling on the international community to demand a ceasefire from Russia so workers can restore power. The International Energy Agency tweeted that it has been informed about the power loss, but it sees no critical impact on the plant's safety.
Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast now. Here's meteorologist Dana Fulton on the weather patio.
A little cooler outside for us today, but at least we got to hold on to that sunshine this afternoon. A nice clear blue sky overhead right now. We're sitting at 30 currently in Madison. Wind speeds been close to 10 miles per hour though, so we do have a bit of a wind chill, especially if you're not in the sun. Generally about 8 to 15 miles per hour coming in from the northwest, so that's that cooler air coming in today. Areas northwest of Dane County, a big temperature drop over the last 24 hours. That puts us again right now at about 30 for Madison, 34 in Janesville, 27 currently in Lone Rock. Now, our radar's nice and quiet for us overnight. Temperatures dropping through the 20s for us for overnight lows. And then as we look ahead to tomorrow, we'll hold on to the sunshine for a little longer before we start to talk about some flurry chances developing for us late Thursday. My good news, if you're not a fan of this cold weather, some milder conditions will return here very shortly. We got a few more days to get through before we get there. We'll look at that full 10-day in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Maybe this time, the third time, is the charm for Madison's permanent homeless shelter for men. The city announcing a new location today after the first 2 spots fell through.
Naomi Coles is on Bartillion Drive, where it would be located. Naomi, do we expect smooth sailing for this one?
Yeah, that'll hardly be the case if my conversation with the council president just hours ago this afternoon is any indication. He represents the district where the city-owned lot is, and he tells me that he feels that the mayor purposely cut him and another elder out of the process and the press conference. That could bode trouble for the project, which still must get city council approval, albeit he says he does support the location more than the last one.
The mayor purposefully cut me and Alder Heverson out from this process, and during press conference we both were not invited, and by not inviting us she also purposefully cut the community voices as well.
This decision is directly based on the feedback that we got in that closed session of Finance Committee that I believe that Alder Abbas was present and participated in, and was fully part of the conversation, and it was very important for us to get that input from Finance Committee, and that really did guide our process forward and our ultimate decision.
Now, if all this gets ironed out, the city would start building this $9 million project early next year. In the meantime, the new temporary location would move off of First Street, where the public market is expected to start construction this fall. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, I'll have a bit more on this division between the mayor's office, between the city council. Plus, I'll be explaining where they're going to be moving the new temporary location to.
The National Weather Service is explaining why a crucial safety system was missing in action over the weekend when a tornado and high winds tore through Stoughton. NWS says there was not enough time to sound warning sirens Saturday. They say the EF1 tornado was on the ground for 4 minutes, and that is not enough time to get the word out. No injuries were reported in Saturday's storm, and the NWS says it is looking at ways where it can improve and better respond to future storms. That storm damaged nearly 200 homes and several businesses in Stoughton and Dunkirk. Dane County Emergency Management estimated the damage to be around $216,000, but that estimate only includes public property costs like debris clearance and repairs to roads, public buildings, and utilities. Officials are asking anyone who has not already reported private property damage to emergency management to do so and to document all cleanup and repair expenses, including receipts and emails.
Officials with the Wisconsin Department of Justice say they've turned over case files to the Dane County District Attorney after an investigation into an officer-involved shooting. Madison police shot at and hit a suspect on January 11th after the man allegedly fired at officers during an attempted arrest. Throughout the course of their investigation, DOJ officials didn't share a single update on the circumstances of the shooting. They also failed to identify the officers who fired their weapons and/or hit the suspect. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes says those officers remain on administrative leave. A Madison man facing multiple charges after he allegedly crawled into a bathroom stall at a Quick Trip and threatened a woman. The police say 18-year-old DeMarcus Willingham entered the women's restroom at a Quick Trip on North Stoughton Road last week. The woman told police Willingham pointed a gun at her and demanded money. When she said she didn't have any, Willingham allegedly exposed himself and demanded her to perform a sexual act. She escaped when an employee then entered the restroom. Willingham was later arrested. At a court appearance today, Willingham's cash bond set at $25,000.
Governor Evers says he still has hope the federal gas tax will be suspended until the end of the year. During a news conference today at the HealthNet Rock County Clinic in Janesville, someone asked Evers if Wisconsin might try to do the same thing, suspend the state gasoline tax to help lower the cost. Wisconsin's tax is at nearly 33 cents a gallon. Evers said it probably wouldn't be practical because the state depends on that tax for a number of funding issues, including school funding.
This issue is around national issues and not necessarily just a state issue. We'll take a look at that, but we're focusing our efforts at this point in time on the federal government's gas tax. That's capacity.
A spokesperson for the governor says suspending the state gas tax is a legislative issue, something lawmakers would have to approve. The governor was in Janesville to announce $4 million from the Healthcare Infrastructure Grant Program would be going to expand health services in Janesville and Edgerton.
State Assembly and Senate may be done with their work this year, but the state capitol buzzing with activity today. Dozens of excited and passionate UW System students gathering for the 18th annual Research in the Rotunda. They've showcased research projects that took the past year to compile, presenting to state lawmakers and community leaders. Every year, the program highlights projects that contribute to the state's economic future.
Seeing that passion within all of my colleagues and all of my colleagues across these campuses as they share something they've put their blood, sweat, and tears into. It's genuinely fantastic to see people light up when they talk about, what they're passionate about, and being able to share that about my research.
In addition to providing students with a valuable professional development experience, the program also gives college students a chance to raise awareness about important issues in their communities. Minneapolis Public Schools canceled classes for a second day today because of a teacher's strike. Many of those teachers spent their morning protesting at the state capitol. They're asking for smaller class sizes, higher pay, and more diversity among staff. Teachers in neighboring St. Paul averted a similar strike when they reached a deal with school officials Monday. The average teacher in St. Paul earns more than $85,000 a year. In Minneapolis, it's closer to $71,000.
Florida is another step closer to banning lessons about LGBTQ+ topics in younger grades. State senators passed the Parental Rights in Education bill yesterday. It would ban instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through 3rd grade. Parents could also sue school districts for violations. Critics say the threat of lawsuits will have a chilling effect on those discussions, and the bill's broad language could apply to any grade.
Allow this legislation to take us back and to not only return us to a place where we were silent on these issues, but where it's being enforced by a penalty. It's a frightening time.
We want focus to be on those basic fundamental things, the reading, the writing, the math. Discussions are going to come up. We can't ban a conversation. We can't ban a discussion. That's not what we're doing.
The bill now heads to Governor DeSantis, who is expected to sign it. Nationwide, there are 18 similar bills moving through 9 states.
Next at 5, the House considers voting on a new spending bill.
A closer look at how some of the funds would help the people of Ukraine after this break. And later, more communities around Wisconsin are learning their water is contaminated with PFAS. Find out where you can test your water and how the process works coming up at 6.
On Wall Street, major gains. The Dow up more than 653 points. NASDAQ adds 500. The S&P's jump is their best day since last June. We'll be right back.
Here at TSR, we transform outdated or damaged basement floors into beautiful, functional, tough floors in just one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings, and we don't just simply coat over your old floor. We repair all the cracks, apply the base coat and chip, and then seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are ridiculously easy to clean and will not be damaged by spills or standing water. All of our coatings are covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty, so you can rest assured that your beautiful new basement floor coating will last. And from now until March 15th, we're offering 15% off your basement floor coating. This promotion also applies to any interior commercial coating project. Visit the website or call the number below for your new floor today. TSR, one day floor.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. It's 100% made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
Today is a new day in Madison's approach to homeless services.
Madison's mayor unveils proposed plans for the building of a new men's homeless shelter. We'll show you where it would be and what it would look like tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
If you thought building a new home would be more affordable this year, think again.
It's just insane right now.
Eric Pronkey talks to local builders to find out what's driving up the bottom line on home construction. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The House is considering a vote today on a $1.5 trillion spending bill that would include billions in aid to Ukraine. Has to pass by Friday to avert a government shutdown. Deborah Alfarone with more from Capitol Hill.
We're here today in a time of great crisis.
House lawmakers inched closer to passing a massive $1.5 trillion spending bill that would fund the federal government through September.
This agreement does not include everything I wanted. And I know it doesn't include everything my Republican friends wanted. But I think at the end of the day, it's a good package.
The measure, which was hammered out overnight, includes $13.6 billion in military and humanitarian aid for Ukraine as the nation defends itself against a Russian invasion.
Putin is evil, and what he's doing to these people is devastating.
The package did include $15.6 billion for COVID relief, but some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle pushed back, so the bill is being revised.
If it feels like we've been here before, that's because we have. Funding for federal agencies is set to run out at midnight Friday. The bill is huge, almost 3,000 pages, and some lawmakers are complaining that's a lot to sift through in this time frame.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell backs the funding bill and says he will urge his caucus to vote for it. The White House is pressing Congress to get the legislation to the president for his signature without delay. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, it also includes a big jump in defense spending to give the Senate more time to approve it. The House plans to pass another short-term bill to keep federal agencies running through March 15th.
The Biden administration is canceling more than $6 billion worth of federal student loan debt. The U.S. Department of Education said it has identified 100,000 borrowers eligible for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. It started 15 years ago, but the Biden administration made changes to the program in October. Now, some borrowers have until October to apply for the forgiveness. For more information on student loan debt cancellation, go to the Department of Education's website at ed.gov. And let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast now with meteorologist Dana Fulton.
It's a little cold outside, and we are going to stay a little bit below average at least through Saturday. So a few more days of this chilly weather before temperatures trend milder and back above average. Some light snow possible late Thursday night into Friday morning, but that's really trending south right now, south of Madison. In fact, it doesn't look like any of those flurries will even be drifting into Dane County. Could possibly see a few snowflakes swirling around, but really pulling closer to the Illinois state line at this point. For next week, as I mentioned, back above average temperatures for most days in the 50s. Could see a few days where we're just in the upper 40s, but certainly much more comfortable outside. Right now, our state's pretty quiet. This off to the west is what's going to build a little bit closer for us late Thursday and bring in a small chance for some light flurries again south of Madison. Much of the snow accumulation staying down into northern Illinois. So another opportunity for any light snow that we're missing yet again. Overnight, we fall through the 20s, landing in the mid to low teens for our overnight lows. That breeze coming in from the northwest to start off the day on Thursday. In the afternoon, variably cloudy skies. So a little more cloud coverage than sunshine. Some of these clouds could squeeze out some light flurries, but not expecting much to come through for us late Thursday. By Friday morning, temperatures will be in the teens. Friday, we have a small chance for some flurries to pass through. Notice it does look like a quick line, a quick cold front coming through. Behind that front, it doesn't bring a lot of moisture with it, but it does bring a drop in our temperatures for Saturday. Saturday, we see quite a pullback. Overnight low temperatures Saturday morning falling down into the single digits with wind chills likely back below zero. So a bit of a step backwards into winter for us for Saturday morning. And the afternoon, though, we will warm up just into the 20s, and then we kick off that mild stretch. Now, tomorrow, highs will be in the upper 20s, a variably cloudy sky. Again, that small chance for flurries south of Dane County, and then we transition into this warmer pull for next week. Our 6 to 10 day outlook And in our 8 to 14-day outlook, temperatures are trending above average throughout the Midwest and the East Coast. It's a little bit of a warm-up for us at that point, carrying us through the middle of March and towards the back half of March at that point. Again, temperatures below average for Thursday and Friday. A small chance for some flurries late Thursday. On Friday, we could see some flurries passing through, but we steadily see temperatures warming up throughout the day on Friday, close to freezing. Saturday, we're back to colder weather with highs in the mid-20s, overnight lows in the single digits for Saturday morning. Sunday, we're close to 50 for afternoon highs, and we spring forward, so we start to get a little more daylight out of our evenings for the next week and extending on through for us. Chance for rain on Monday. Temperature-wise for the middle of the week, we'll be in the 50s, yet again close to 60 degrees on Wednesday. There will be a few opportunities for some light scattered showers by the end of the week. Right now, it doesn't look like any big events bringing a lot of rain accumulation, and certainly no snow accumulation coming in the forecast for us, at least through this extended outlook. Some good news with traffic right now. I don't have any accidents to report. That's always a good thing. A lot of green popping up for us in Dane County along the interstate, and a lot of the rural routes staying pretty green. The Beltline, though, a little slow for us. East and westbound right now, we're seeing delays near Fish Hatchery Road. Eastbound, things slow down. That continues all the way through Monona, but does get a little better as you get closer to the interstate. Westbound, things slow down yet again near Fish Hatch, and then pick up closer to Seminole Highway and Whitney Way. As far as Rock County goes, downtown Janesville, no major delays for us right now, and the interstate looks good north and southbound for Rock County and for Dane County this evening. From the Beltline to Janesville, about 25 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Sauk City and downtown to Sun Prairie, an 18-minute drive for us this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. Just ahead, the latest on gas prices, ways you can ease the burden. That's next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Discover what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. You'll find something new every time you visit to keep your project on budget with low price and high quality home supplies. For one-of-a-kind items, shop Habitat Restore Dane County today.
Who's on it with Jardiance?
We're 25 million prescriptions strong. We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're working up a sweat before coffee and saying no thanks to a Boston cream.
Jardiance is a once-daily pill that can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease. So it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
We're on it.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
Everyone's invited to the prom. From the creators of the Book of Mormon, Elf, and The Drowsy Chaperone, The Prom is a musical comedy about big Broadway stars on a mission to change the world and the love they discover that unites them all. The Prom makes you believe in musical comedy again. So full of happiness that you think your heart is about to burst. Everyone deserves a chance to celebrate. Everyone's invited to the prom. Get your tickets at overture.org.
He should have used his power to serve Wisconsin. Instead, Ron Johnson served himself. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. After the loophole became law, Ron Johnson cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. Look up the facts and tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Now at Menards, save big money and get 11% off everything. Formula Shell Motor Oil provides value and performance in a trusted brand. A quart is $2.29 after 11% rebate. Attract a wide variety of birds to your feeder, including cardinals, robins, and sparrows, with Enchanted Garden Wild Bird Seed. This mix contains a blend of seeds and corn. A 40-pound bag is $11.99 after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Overture Center's beloved Family Series is back. We'll have a sneak peek at performances that'll make you sing, dance, and laugh at Kids in the Rotunda.
And temperatures trending warmer over the next couple of weeks. I'll have the forecast tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Choking off oil and gas money to Russia is affecting gas prices. The national average is breaking records for a second straight day.
It just keeps going up. President Biden says his administration is trying to find ways to ease that burden. CBS's Michael George has some tips at the pump.
That's the sound of a full tank and a hefty bill.
$85 just for this time. And I'm just going to use this for what, 3 to 4 days?
Before it was about $40 to fill up the tank, but now it's about $60, $20 extra.
According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of regular is now $4.25. Just last week, it was $3.66, an upward trend that experts say is only just beginning.
The true sharpness of the weapon that Putin wields here on energy has not yet been felt.
While the U.S. buys less than 4% of its oil from Russia, getting additional oil on the market to make up the difference will take time.
Putting drills to work means you get additional oil in 6 months, and that's why there is this real concern about this near-term price pressure.
Sticker shock at the pump comes as Americans are already dealing with the rising costs of other goods. High gas prices could also put a damper on travel plans in the warmer months ahead.
Well, I was going to go to Maine and drive down the East Coast to Florida because I have friends and family along the way, and so I'm not going to do that yet.
There are some ways to ease that pain at the pump. Pay with cash, not credit. Join a fuel rewards program. Use a phone app to track pricing in your area and maximize your fuel economy. Lighten the load in your vehicle, idle less, and coast more. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Well, some airlines are already planning to pass the higher costs on to flyers, and of course, the price of goods and services will likely climb higher due to higher shipping and delivery costs. Hundreds of drivers caused a traffic jam. This is in St. Louis. Earlier today, they were lining up for free gas. A nonprofit daycare center, of all places, offered to pay up to $12,000 worth of gas to help drivers as the prices continue to soar. The offer included 2 locations. Police were eventually called in to help direct traffic there.
We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast when we come back.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now at 5.
Broadway's Tony-winning Best Musical is Dear Evan Hansen. Evan Hansen, May 10th to 15th at Overture Center. Find your tickets at overture.org today.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. Gutter Shutter is the world's strongest high-performance gutter with thicker aluminum, wider gutter size, and it's available in 18 beautiful colors. Best of all, it's made 100% in the USA. Over the years, my team at Larson Home Services has installed thousands of gutter systems and premium roofs in our community. And what really sets us apart is the experience you'll have. You'll be like a member of our team throughout the entire process, and we'll always follow up to make sure your experience with us was as promised. That's the Larson experience. We can't wait to show you what Gutter Shutter can do for your home. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq, make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
Coming up, it's a busy news day. The U.S. accuses Russia of a barbaric attack on a Ukrainian maternity hospital as the civilian death toll grows. Plus, the CBS News investigation with the high cost of food at a 40-year high. Are America's biggest meat producers unfairly increasing their prices? And the Virginia woman cooking up a classic comfort meal to help her home country of Ukraine. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Dana's here with the final check of our forecast.
It's a little cold outside right now, but at least it was sunny today. Tomorrow, we'll have a little more cloud coverage and temperatures only getting to the upper 20s for afternoon highs. So colder still for Thursday. There's a small chance for a small flurry, mainly south of Madison for us late Thursday. Friday, low 30s for afternoon highs. Again, that small chance for a light flurry. Otherwise, really dry through the weekend. Saturday, still cold in the mid-20s, but Sunday, we finally see a mild turn, and that's where it's going to stay as we look ahead to next week. High temperatures close to 50 for us for Sunday and for Monday. Low 50s on Tuesday, close to 60 on Wednesday, and then in the mid-50s on Thursday with our next chance for some more steady rainfall to build in. Could see some isolated thunderstorms mixed in with those warmer temperatures for the back half of next week. But for the next few days, we'll stay dry outside.
It'll be great to see things warm up a little bit. Dana, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.